Welcome to Learned and Go-Go, the podcast. Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is September, which means I am back. I missed you guys so much. So many of you I do talk to on social media, but I missed our time together. I missed our chats. I missed seeing you in this environment. So thank you so much for hopping on here with me tonight. I see Mortimer. I see Alec. So happy that you guys are here tonight. And if you're popping in, say hi in the comments. I would love to see who is joining me this evening. It is the first Wednesday in September. It was crazy that I didn't see you guys in August. But I just needed that little time to step back. I'm sure you understand. Just take a little breather. And it was great because I got to spend some time with my family. We went on vacation, and all of that was amazing. Hey, Tanya is here. Luna Projects is here. So great to see you guys. All right, Alec, I see you. Long time no see. If you guys did not see it, I did have Alec on a special bonus episode. So please go to Learned and Go-Go, the podcast on Facebook or YouTube to see our episode. It was so much fun. And check out the Music Outcast new EP. The horror EP is available now. You can get all of that information on our show. So absolutely, let's see. Mortimer says, come everyone, share out the love and get butts in here. Thank you. Yes, please, please, please share the love. Yay, Lizzie's here too. Awesome. Love seeing you guys. Love when you guys all say hi to each other in the comments. So cool. Yeah, let's see. Glad to see you again. Thank you, Luna. Glad to be back. Yeah, so how was your August? Put it in the comments. Did you do anything fun? Did you do anything different? Like, what has the last 4 weeks of your life been like? Inquiring minds want to know. Let me know in the comments for sure. So I had a very busy couple weeks. A lot of you know we own a deli. And so for a couple weeks in August, the deli's closed, which is pretty much the only time I get to see my husband. So we went down the shore, which was really cool. Went to Seaside Heights. We're in a town nearby there. But if you're not familiar with the Jersey Shore, Seaside Heights is where they filmed Jersey Shore, which I'm super proud to say I have still never seen an episode of ever. But they still have the store with Snooki and the Situation and whoever else. Polly D, I think, is one of them. I don't know. They're still giving tours of the Jersey Shore house. How many years has it been since Jersey Shore was a thing? Like, I know they have the whatever updated one, but really you're still giving tours. But I guess if they're making money, good on them. So it was really cool. We didn't get to do a full week this year, but very grateful for the time we got to have. We had wonderful weather. I was really hoping to run into Ilson and Marissa, but didn't get to connect with them because I know they're in that area. I don't know exactly where, but I know they're nearby. But it was still awesome. So, that was fun. Got to move my youngest into the dorm, then got to go to a couple of concerts. So I had a really good few weeks. So put in the comments what you guys were doing. Alec had college life. That is fair. Luna says, I wrote a ton. I would love to know what you wrote. Is it poetry, stories, deeds? What are you writing? I would love to know. Hey, Keith is here. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And Tanya celebrated another circle around the sun. Happy birthday. Guessing Leo. Leo's August, right? Think so. Think depending on when it's Leo or Virgo, if I'm correct on that. Oh, Luna says, been working a book. I have a new partner with the Luna projects, but this is Erica here. Yes, your new partner is Chris, I believe. So feel free to share in the comments so everybody can follow you guys and support you. Keith says, snozzleberries. Which is funny because there was another Willy Wonka thing I was going to send you, and I think I saw something shiny and I didn't. So if I find it again, I will send it to you for sure. Oh, Lizzie had a shit ass awful August. I'm so sorry. It's September now. It's September now, so let's turn that around. Skull, hey Kyler. So glad you're here, sweetie. So good to see you. Let's see. Got shout out. Yes, thank you, Mortimer. Shout out to my husband, Master of the Deli, and fingers crossed, the God of Darkness. So, if you're not familiar with the Legend of Bloody Bones, that is Mortimer's baby, Mortimer's movie. Cannot wait until it is completed, and then the sequel I get to have a part in, and maybe my husband too. So that would be fantastic. Let's see here. Who is in the comments? Okay, Luna's saying he's an amazing poet and photographer about her new partner for the Luna projects. Super cool. Alex says there was also this horror EP featuring Ilse in 4K and Marissa by the Music Outcast that just released too, and it's pretty good. It's awesome. Don't sell yourself short. It's awesome. Very cool. Let's see. You guys are cracking me up in the comments. I love you guys. So another thing that I got to do in my little hiatus, I feel like this shadow is like bugging me. Can y'all still hear me with that? I'm out of practice. Like, need to get my lights and my mic and everything together. So another thing that I got to do, got to go down the shore, which was super fun. And it was super fun, but actually balancing out, they've had really bad rip tides this year. Like the rip currents have been horrible. And even today, I'm in the thank you, Mortimer, for the confirmation on my mic. I appreciate it. The town that we go to, I'm like following them on Facebook. So I see like Seaside and then the other things there. They're still rescuing people who are going swimming when there's no lifeguards. There's no lifeguards after Labor Day. But when we were there were people who were going swimming when the lifeguards left. So, like, after 5 p.m., they were just getting swept out into the ocean. And it was horrible. Like, we actually got stopped on the boardwalk so that they could have the first aid pickup go through, and we saw someone who was deceased, like that didn't make it. So please, 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 if you're near the ocean, respect the ocean. It's not, I mean, you have to respect swimming pools and all bodies of water, but the ocean is a force and you need to respect it. Swim when there's lifeguards. That's not 100%, but like, you're worth taken care of. So don't take unnecessary risks. I know, when we're young, we all think we're invincible. And the person that passed was 31 going in after his 16-year-old son. But just a little PSA to be careful. Don't take unnecessary risks. And the thing that sucks is like, everything is so expensive now. Like, if you're not familiar with the Jersey Shore, most of the beaches you have to pay to get on. You need a beach tag. And I think it was $12 a day when we were there, which if you have a family of 5, 6, 7, it adds up quickly. So I can understand completely wanting to wait until you can get on for free, but it's not, you're going to wind up paying more in the long run. So, okay, that's enough serious stuff. Let's get back to fun stuff. So another thing that I got to do was MCR show. So good. Alice Cooper opened up for My Chemical Romance. I got to go with my youngest to that. And then the next night went to Lincoln Park. So good. I really was hopeful with the new singer. I'm such a Chester fan. I'm going to get choked up. I love Chester. His voice, like, he was a force. And Emily's not a replacement by any means, but she was so good. She was really, really good. So I I really, really enjoyed seeing her live. I didn't know what to expect. Great show. So in the comments, I want you to put your favorite show that you've ever been to, and if you've never been to a show, who you would like to see live. And you can even put in somebody that's passed. Like if you could have a time machine and go see somebody that is no longer with us, put that in the comments too. Yes, Mortimer and I were talking the Alice Cooper night. I sent a video. I was so freaking excited because I'm like, I really, really hope that Alice Cooper does. He's back. The man behind the mask. I love that freaking song. Loved Friday the 13th part 6. Like that was our slumber party staple. So I was like, please, 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 please let him do The Man Behind the Mask. Now, for reference, I believe that Alice Cooper is 1 year younger than my parents. So that would make him, quick math, guys. He was born in 1948. 77. So I was kind of like, going in like, maybe he'll sound good, but freaking, are you kidding me? The show, he is a showman. He still does all of the horror props and like the 8 foot tall Frankenstein and the guillotine and gets his head chopped off. It was amazing. So not only did he do The Man Behind the Back, the Man Behind the Back, that was He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask as one. Not only did he do the song I wanted him to do, but while he's singing it, a guy, a fan rushes the stage and out comes Jason Voorhees and like freaking kills the dude. Hysterical. Hysterical. So I was loving, loving, loving that. Then MCR was an experience. It wasn't just a concert. It was my third time seeing them. It's their first stadium tour. So when they came out, they have this whole thing where it's like a dictator and they had like things, like I have the shirt. I don't know if I can reach them. Let me see if I can reach them. Hold on one second. I don't want to knock all of my stuff off the desk here. Haha, I can. So we all got these to vote in the crowd. I'm going to frame them and hang them up. And so it starts out with, like a message like of the rules and the laws and everything. It's like this made up country. Then they have a woman come out in a big ball gown and she sang the national anthem of this country. Then the dictator came out, very dictatory, if you know what I mean. And he sat there. He kind of reminded me of Red Skull before he lost his face. You know what I mean? Like, that's who he reminded me of. And he sat there just like leering at everything. So then they did the entire Black Parade album, beginning to end, with Mr. Tater, sitting there disapprovingly and all. And when they got to Blood, a guy came out that kind of looked like, is it Piddles Pity Party, the clown with the cap and the like, you can picture what kind of clown I mean. I don't know that specific type of clown, but that's what he looked like with the cone hat and like kind of the big outfit with the boom, 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 like black and white, comes out and stabs Gerard and like kills him, which I had just seen Alice Cooper get decapitated. I'm like, am I at the killing the lead singer show? Like, I did not know that's what I signed up for. But anyway, so this all happened. And then they had a break where they had a cellist play. Beautiful. Then they came back out and did like another 15 songs. But the energy was so crazy. Like it was just, so definitely I'm putting that in my tops. So let me see what you guys. Mortimer said, I'm just a commentator. You're not a dictator. Yes, and don't call me Tater. All right, I've got to scroll back here. Let's see. Yes. Alice Cooper. That's right. So good. So, so good. Um, let's see. Luna, I know you loved Ann Wilson. You were talking about that. I've seen clips of her recently. They played in Atlantic City and somebody stole a couple of their instruments, which how do you even get anywhere near a band's instruments? And I know they at least got one thing back. I think they might have gotten both things back, but that's horrible. Like, how dare you, honestly? So I'm glad that you got to see her because she's another force. Like, she doesn't just sing, she's incredible. So love Ann Wilson. Let's see. Skull says Slipknot first concert ever. Sang my lungs out and your body was sore. I bet. I like Slipknot. I don't know that much Slipknot, but what I know I like a lot. And I love Corey Taylor. Like I love Stone Sour and his solo stuff too. He has a song with Apocalyptica that is in my rotation a lot. Alex says Falling Up is who I want to see in the future. I have a friend who loves Falling Up. I feel like I might have something of theirs on my. Now I gotta look because I feel like I know one of their songs. Falling Up. Oh no, you know who I'm thinking of? Falling in Reverse. Falling the wrong way, but I will check out Falling Up. It is now on my Spotify because I just looked it up. Let's see. Oh, Italian Clown. Okay. And Mortimer says it's a pirouette clown. Interesting. Luna says her dream show is Kiss full makeup at Madison Square Garden was awesome too. Oh, so you did see them at Madison Square Garden. I've never seen a show at MSG, but it's supposed to be fantastic. Oh my God. Okay. So you can't mention Korn? That's hilarious. Did you hear what just happened at the Korn show? Did you hear? Maybe that's why they're not going to let you mention it. So some guy got caught, and it was the Jersey show. Got caught, let's say, waxing the carrot so I don't get in trouble. He was getting in touch with himself during the show. And so, like, I've been posting Cornhub. Somebody was like, talk about your creamed corn. Like, okay, come on. Who doesn't like an orgasm? But there's a time and a place. And in the crowd of the Corn show is not the time nor the place. Maybe he heard Adidas and got all kinds of excited. I don't know. But come on. Okay, Luna, I saw the beginning of your comment talking about Korn, and that's not where I thought this was going. So, but you saw Smashing Pumpkins at MSG too. That's hilarious because Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan was just doing. Okay, name of the song just fell right out of my head. Despite all my rage, I'm still just surviving it. What the hell's the name? Bullet with Butterfly Wings. They were doing that with MCR. So that's really funny that you saw Smashing Pumpkins at Madison Square Garden too, because Billy Corgan was just I don't know why he was at the MCR shows doing that, but okay, that was the tour. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm glad I saw Korn without that guy. Because with my luck, he'd be right next to me. But I saw Korn, it was the Family Values tour in the late 90s. So it was Orgy. I feel like we've talked about this before, but it was Orgy, Limp Bizkit, Ice Cube, Rammstein, I think was that show. And then Korn. Pretty sure. I checked my shirt, but I gave it to my youngest and they wear it all the time now. So I have not seen my shirt other than on them. Let's see. Oh, Smashing Pumpkins is my least favorite band of all time, but I'm not a hater. If you like, you like. That's funny. I feel like people either like them or don't. And I like I like some of their stuff, and then I like when I think about Billy Corgan, like, I read the Marilyn Manson autobiography, and they were talking about taking a whole bunch of pills together, and they were gonna create a band that would sound fruity, so they were gonna name the band Fruity. So I always think of that when I think of that band. Um, but yeah, everybody has different bands that speak to them. And not only that, but sometimes you listen to different bands when you're in different moods, because there's definitely things I listen to in a certain mood that I would have no patience for if I'm not in the mood. So I get that too. Um, but yeah, those are some great concerts, guys. That is awesome. And I know my brother and Sister in Love just went to Nine Inch Nails, and I'm jealous. I would have loved to have seen Nin again because I saw them in the 90s, I believe. Would have been late 90s, early 2000s. It was when Perfect Circle was new because they were the opening band and no one had really heard of them yet. And I missed most of them because I was fighting with security, so that pissed me off. But yeah, Nine Inch Nails was phenomenal, and I would have loved to have seen them again. I don't know if you saw the clip, but Trent Reznor was singing and started cracking up because at the Philly show, because someone dressed as Santa Claus was like crowd surfing and he couldn't keep a straight face. So that's very Philly. Um, let's see. And Luna says, honestly, there hasn't been a concert I didn't enjoy. That's wonderful. I love live music. I love seeing local bands in like small venues. And I like seeing like Pink live, amazing. She doesn't just sing, it's like a gymnastic, acrobatic, light pyro, singing, dancing, everything show. She's amazing. I've seen her twice. If you get a chance, highly recommend. Dave is not a Pink fan. Dave was all about seeing her twice because it's so good. She's so good. But yeah, I like that. I like, acoustic shows. I was glad we got to see Chris Cornell when he did his acoustic tour. I've seen him in Soundgarden. You've got to see him in Audio Slave. Those didn't cross, but at least we got to see him because he's another one that will never, ever, ever, ever be replaced. But phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal show. So yeah, that was another thing that I got to do on my break, on my little breaky break. Um, but yeah, so tell me some more about what's been up with you guys. What can I plug for you? I know I mentioned The Legend of Bloody Bones. I mentioned the horror EP, and follow the Luna Projects if you're not already, because she and Chris are starting to put out more content. So awesome, awesome, awesome. But let me know what else I can shout out. I saw Keith in the comments. He might have ran away. He might be chasing that golden ticket, but definitely check out the Red Huntress. And it is the last day to get Metal Earth perks. So if you are watching, I'm sorry, Skull, I'm old. I always forget. Check us out on Discord. Absolutely. Learned and Go Go, the podcast, is on Discord thanks to Skull Magnet. And so is the goddamn program. So definitely follow us on Discord if you are not already. Um, but yeah, the Red Huntress, hopefully I will be flying back out to Chicago to film. Now it's episode 5 because of location not being available for episode 4, but I am looking forward to it. If you know, you know. So yeah, definitely I love, 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 love shouting you guys out what you're doing. So put it in the comments if there is anything that I can spread the word for y'all. I love to do it. Mortimer says, I've seen Alice Cooper, Mudvayne, Drowning Pool, and a band that's with K. You should put in porn. Maybe it'll let you say that. And a few others through the years. Luna says, seen Elvis Costello twice. Okay. Quiet Riot, Kiss. Smashing Pumpkins, Bon Jovi, No Doubt, Silverchair, Pop Evil. I love Pop Evil, the Toadies, Ann Wilson. Very, very cool. I've seen I know she's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but I love, love, love Tori Amos. I've gotten to see her a few times. Um, we're lucky where we live to get a lot of festival shows. So I've done Crew Fest, I've done Ozfest, I've done the MMRBQ, which is our local radio station's festival show. Um, so I've gotten to see like we've seen Alice in Chains multiple times. We've seen live multiple times, Breaking Benjamin multiple times. I got to see the Cult, which was phenomenal. Like, first of all, I had to get used to him not having long hair anymore because he had that straight black hair and his like, I don't want to be a pirate shirt, like his big floofy shirt. So not having that look anymore took me a second, but super cool. The Offspring was at that show. What was that called? Rock Allegiance, the Rock Allegiance tour. So it was Offspring, the Cult, Breaking Benjamin, Alice in Chains, Buck Cherry. I'm forgetting some. So good. So good. And then like Ozfest was Ozzy, System of a Down, which they're one of the few bands that's better live. Like I love their recordings, but they're even better live. They were so good. Disturbed. Trying to remember who else was at Ozfest. And then Crew Fest was of course Crew, 6 a.m., Stone Temple Pilots. I think that was when Alice in Chains first started touring with the new singer. And he's really good. I can't remember who else was at that show. But I'm grateful that I've gotten to see a lot. I've seen Bon Jovi. I saw Eve 6 open for Bon Jovi and I thought they were the roadies because they like came out and like they're just moving boxes around on the stage and all. And I thought they were just like part of the crew. And then the guy's like, we're Eve 6. And then they started singing. It was so funny. But yeah, I've seen the Revivalists. Snack Time opened up for them. If you guys are not familiar with Snack Time, they are a lot of fun. Dang, I can't even remember. Like I'm very grateful to have seen the number of concerts I've seen. I've seen Linkin Park multiple times. One time 30 Seconds to Mars opened up for them and I touched Jared Leto's hair and I was fangirling my face off. And I'm trying to think who opened for Linkin Park. I think I saw Linkin Park 3 times. I can't remember. Brain fart. Oh, cool. Lizzie said, I've never been to a concert that wasn't a high school band. And Mortimer says, October will change that at Tennessee Metal Devastation Festival. I don't know who is at that show, but that sounds badass. So you guys have fun. That sounds amazing. Eve 6, it's so funny because like I like at least 3 of their songs, which is, I like, of course, I like Promise. I like On the Roof Again. What's their most popular one? I was all my pride, or checking the eyes with the like they were able to be empty inside. Saw my doubt, turned it inside out. Why can't I think of the name of the song? You know what I'm talking about, though. Shani! Hello, my gorgeous friend. Oh, you saw 311. I like 311 too. That is awesome. They opened for Kiss. That is an odd matchup, but I dig it. That's very cool. I've never seen Kiss, but I did see Gene Simmons in the Indianapolis airport. That's probably as close as I will ever get. And I do really like Paul Stanley's Soul Station. He's doing like reboots of like, ooh, child. Like he's having a good time. He's, y'all need to be able to live your lives and do whatever music you want to do when you get to that point in your career. Like, God bless him. Let's see. Inside Out. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know Leech and Open Bird song, but I do like some of their songs. Let's see. Oh, Lizzie, I'm sorry. She said she wanted her first concert to be Tom Petty, but alas, yes. I was just saying a couple days ago how I forget he passed on. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was 311 booed. Oh, that sucks. I like 311. And again, like all mixed up, Amber, um, what was their first song? I used to dance to it. I can't think of it. Oh well. Oh, Shani says Tom Petty was amazing in concert. Awesome. Um, let's see here. It's gonna bother me now. I can't think of 311's first song. I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bug me. But yeah, because there was one before All Mixed Up that they released, I'm pretty sure. Um, I can remember working at the one club and dancing down. Change a lot and then some. That's it. Okay. I gotta watch. Like I can't sing past a certain point or I'm gonna get dinged for copyright again. They killed our Smash or Trash game, those bastards. Let's see. Oh, Open Road Song is a great driving song. I will have to check that out for sure. Um, oh, okay. And Luna says he would have been epic. I watched him on the Super Bowl halftime show. I forgot he did a Super Bowl halftime show too. That's so cool. It's funny that Shani mentioned Tom Petty because I always think of You Don't Know How It Feels, the music video playing over and over on MTV when we were in college. And that's how Shani and I know each other. We met in college years ago. So, and as I mentioned in the book, I wasn't allowed. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm terrible at freaking marketing myself. I didn't even say when I started the show that I am the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. I am rusty, guys. Remind me to promote my own book. Um, but part of the opening of the book is how I wasn't allowed to watch MTV. So when I went to college, we watched a ton of MTV, probably to the disdain of my roommate and my friends, because I wasn't able to watch it at home. So one of the videos was "You Don't Know How It Feels." She says, "Keep coughing." It was more coughs years ago. That's hysterical. Um, Oh, thank you. Mortimer sending me the Eve 6 songs. I think that's probably what the doo-doo-doo-doo noise was in the background. Um, but yeah, like I remember that video. That and Mary Jane's Last Dance. They used to play a bazillion times a day. Oh, good. Luna's working on your books. Vernon, keep writing. And Lizzie says, I wasn't allowed to watch MTV either. VH1 was plenty. It's funny because I feel like I was allowed to watch VH1, but not MTV, which is really stupid. And I vividly remember my father sitting us down to watch this video that the PMRC put out. Do you guys remember the Parents Music Resource Center? I know we've talked about this before. And it was so funny because I remember it starting out with, you don't think children learn from songs and images? And they're like showing clips of Sesame Street, like children pick up cues from music and images. So why wouldn't they pick up this, And then it's like, like heavy metal videos, And I just remember watching that. We watched the congressional hearings with like Frank Zappa and Dee Snider and all that. Like, so funny. And there was a whole PMRC special about the congressional hearings, and they were showing videos that were bad. If you're just listening to this, I'm doing air quotes, bad videos. One of which was Girls on Film by Duran Duran. Another was When the Lady Smiles by Golden Earring. I wouldn't know that song from a can of paint if it wasn't in this video. Trying to think what other videos were in. Too Much Blood by the Rolling Stones, I think it's called. Too Much Blood. Again, would not have had any interest in that video if I wasn't watching it in this. So I loved the PMRC, and I will tell you why. A, their stickers showed you which were the really cool albums to buy. Because if it had a parental advisory, you knew it was going to be even better than the other version. And I used to have albums that didn't come with liner notes, like, because they didn't all have the lyrics in the liner notes. So I would write letters, like, letters stamped in the mail, send it to the PMRC, and I'd write them on my word processor. That's how old this was, on my word processor. And I would say, I'm a concerned parent of a 14-year-old girl, and she's listening to this album, and I can't understand the lyrics. And they would send them to me. They would send me. So funny. Thank you, Tipper Gore, for helping me figure out the words I couldn't understand. But that's what cracks me up when you see things in commercials now that would have been banned from MTV in the 80s. Like, hysterical. Let's see here. Mortimer says D already defeated them with Frank and John Denver. Yep, exactly. And I remember, like, D Snyder took a hit after testifying in Congress, because he was saying, yeah, I watched this, but I'm also a concerned parent. And people tried to take away his rocker card. And it's like, no, he's fucking D Snyder, man. Like, you can't do that. You can be both. You can be all for it, but know that being a parent means it's up to you to say this is not right for your kid. It's not up to the freaking government to say we need to regulate this. No, it should be whatever you feel according to your beliefs. Let's see. Lizzie says, animal fuck you like a beast. Literally the only thing I remember from clips of that hearing. Mortimer says, wasp. Yes, absolutely. Blackie Lawless was like haunting Tipper Gore, probably. Like, she probably saw one wasp video and was like, ah. Yes. And Lizzie saying Tipper thinking John Denver was going to be pro censorship. Dude, he was like, John Denver died too soon. Let's see. Luna says, or Facebook, I mean, the other day I seen a reel of someone holding a baby that had an explosive diaper situation. I was like, why did I just see this? Oh my gosh. And that's the thing, like, then someone posted a cat giving birth. Okay. Again, you would think algorithms, the way that in 2025, like, we just last week bought our senior dog a wheelchair because her back legs are failing. She has hip dysplasia. She has arthritis. Just found out she has degenerative disease in her spine, pinched nerve. That's why her back legs aren't working anymore. Other than that, she's completely healthy, happy, like, with it, able to go do her business outside still, all that stuff. So we're not rushing towards anything. God forbid I want her to live another 25 years. But we just got her a wheelchair to help her be more mobile. My entire news feed is doggies in wheelchairs now. And I bought it on Amazon. It's not like I went to Facebook and said, hey, how about a dog in a wheelchair? So they should know what you're interested and not interested in seeing. And if you see something that is not your cup of tea, that doesn't mean people shouldn't be able to post it, but you should be able to go, no, thank you. And then that's that. But if not, just kind of scroll by, because oh my God, some of the stuff I see, I'm just like, huh? But it might be somebody else's kink. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see here. Oh, Mortimer says I can't post a picture of my dusty brown eye on any sites. Oh, there are sites. You could probably make an oldie fans, old dusty fans. There's a market. There's a market. There's gotta be. Let's see. Oh my God. Shannon says my favorite John Denver song is "Please Daddy Don't Mark This Christmas." I only heard that for the first time a couple of years ago. I didn't even know that was a thing. And when I think of John Denver, I think of Monty Python making fun of John Denver, and they're like, and now the song of John Denver being strangled. And it's like, you came on my pillow. Like, my parents had those records in the house, but no MTV. I don't. There was a a list of prerequisites that I wasn't privy to, I think. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Lizzie, for sending loves to my puppy. And Luna says, love Lexi and Muffy. They're my babies. They're my babies. Mortimer says, I love Monty Python songs. Yes. Shannon says, imagine preacher's kids singing that to the top of our lungs. Absolutely, yes. And Luna says Monty Python is awesome, though. 100%. Like, my dad was a huge Monty Python fan, probably still is. But it's funny because the church growing up used to have a variety show, and they wanted to do the lumberjack song, and my dad put the kibosh on it, and he was like, you can't do that song. So every year they would do a skit that was like they were about to do the song and then something happened so that they couldn't. So it got more traction being like 10, 15, 20 years later, they're still like pretending they're going to do the lumberjack song and something happens. If he had just let them do it, it would have died that year. But it's even funnier now that he was like, nah. So yes, Mortimer, sit on my face and tell me that you love me. That's hysterical. Luna says, my text notification is message for you, sir. That's hysterical. Yes, I love Monty Python. My dad even had the three-sided record. I don't know if you guys remember that. So the one side was like a regular record, and then the other side, it was the groove, but it was two grooves. So it probably was only half the time of one song, but like you could listen to two different tracks on the one side of the record. So it was actually really clever for when it came out. That's, like really cool ingenuity for a record. Tanya says, my kink is watching people clean hoarder houses. Some of those reels are gross, but I can't stop watching. Yes. Yep. I watch that stuff. Excuse me. I watch that stuff too. I watch hoarders. It's fascinating. I kind of want to understand the psychology behind it because it's obviously not just a messy person. There's so many more layers to it. So I find that stuff fascinating. And I've known several hoarders, people in my family, up the line have been. So I have to, like I think I get kind of like, it's getting too messy, not that I'm like a complete. Okay, so this is the thing. I'm very like, okay, the kitchen has to be clean. When I had CDs, they had to be in alphabetical order, like things like that. But I have boxes and boxes of shit that I probably should get rid of, but I can't for whatever reason. And Dave has the things that, if you guys know our story, his first wife passed away. She was murdered by cancer when she was 31. So there were a lot of things that he wasn't emotionally ready to get rid of when we got together. And I'm like, that keep it forever. Like, I'm never going to tell somebody they have to get rid of anything. But so when there are things that we're like logically ready to get rid of, but emotionally not there yet, like I'll go, can you throw that out for me? Or like, can you donate that for me? And he'll do the same. So it's like we're helping each other because we can't do it ourselves, but it's like we know it's time to part with certain things. So, that does help. But yeah, there's certain things I'm very OCD about, and other things that I wish I was, because I just have so much of certain things. Like I have more hoodies than anybody ever needs ever. And I don't understand because the amount of hoodies I've gotten rid of, I I think they reproduce in the closet when I'm not looking. They're having their little hoodie sex and making hoodie babies because I don't know where they all come from. Okay, Tanya says cleaning my house while watching those videos is my ASMR. I get that completely. Um, let's see here. Do, 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 do. Lizzie says, I also descend from hoarders. I feel like it's passed down from depression times. 100% because the first person that I knew personally that was like that is my mom, my dad's mom. When she passed away, she had drawers of like junk mail and things that why are you keeping this, you know? And so then when she passed away, my dad had her stuff and he didn't want to get rid of it because I think sometimes we associate things with the person. So it's like you have to tell yourself, I'm not throwing that person away. I'm just throwing this thing away. And that can take time too, you know, depending on how close you are to the time of loss, you know. So but yeah, like my mom's house was, you know, the just stuff. And I know somebody else who her mom was a hoarder and like the paths through the house and like the basement was just filled. And we went over to try and clean it up and I'm like, okay, let's play a game. If you can tell us what's missing, you'll get it back. Because there were just empty milk jugs and envelopes from prescription medicines and like, you know, not even the bottles, just the pharmacy envelopes neatly folded and stored. And it's like I always was curious about the catalyst, like why, but it obviously, like you said about the depression era, it comes from being afraid that you're not going to have something that you need when you need it. So you have to hold on to everything. And I have that inkling, you know, so sometimes I have to have a talk with myself and be like, listen, self, we don't need to keep that. It's okay. So I 100% get that. Oh, Kyler, if you're still on here, sweetie, good night. He said, all right, I'm off to bed. I have work tomorrow, 9 to 5. Love you all. Take care and be safe. Love you too, sweetie. Have a good night. And thank you so much for hopping on. Let's see here. Lizzie said, my great grandma's house was absolutely filled. Nice stuff mostly, but oh, so much of it for a small house. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, not all hoarding is dirty things, it's just stuff, you know. And I went probably a few years ago, it's probably been 10 years ago now. I went through my CD collection and anything that wasn't, like I said earlier about Tori Amos, I have a lot of her rare CDs and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep that collection whole. So I kept the cases for that. Or like other bands where I have most of the CDs, I kept the cases for those. Everything else I put in the CD books and I got rid of the cases. So at least I don't have tons and tons and tons of jewel cases now. Um, but it's easy to start a collection and then like it can get out of control. Tanya says, me and my guy are in the house he inherited from his mom. Okay. And when you inherited it, was it full of her stuff or did you get like a pretty clean slate? Oh, okay. So she says 50% of my home is her stuff. It's taken me since 2012 to make this house mine. I understand that. It's hard when you move into a place that other people had occupied previously, um, and try to make it your own. So, and some of her stuff you can't get rid of. I understand that too, for sure. But I'm glad that it's starting to feel like your house, you know, because that can definitely be hard for sure. Um, but yeah, I don't even remember how we got on this subject, but because we were talking about the PMRC. That's what I love. I just love chatting with you guys because we get like all over the place and it's so much fun. Oh, okay. So you moved in to take care of her when she got sick in 2010. Oh, that's so sweet of you to take care of her because that takes commitment and love for sure. And Luna says, I did that when I got my 400 disc CD changer. 400 disc CD changer. I didn't know there was such a thing. They don't even have it hooked up. I need speakers and something to hook up to it to play them. Okay. 400. Okay. And I mean, I'm saying that as somebody who had multiple hundred CDs, but I did not know that that was a thing. That is super cool. All right. So, for those of you who are still on, we are getting into the last 10 minutes. I had a new game that I wanted to play. If you got, that's true, you were a radio announcer. So that makes sense. No, I'm not, the amount of CDs isn't like what's shocking. It's that you can put them all in a CD changer. That's what's like crazy to me, is that there's a thing that will switch between them all. But anywho, haha. So I have a new game. So I need you all to ask me yes or no questions. And it could be about anything. It doesn't have to be about me. It can be, is it going to be sunny tomorrow if you want to be boring? But like, put some yes or no questions in the comments. And we're going to play a new game. It's a new game for a new month. This is my version of the Jeopardy music while I'm waiting. Cha 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 cha. Y'all wish I was playing a CD. Is a second book in the works? Great question, Tanya. So rather than answer that myself, I know you guys are all familiar with the Magic 8 Ball. I have a sarcastic 9 ball. So is a second book in the works? Let's ask the sarcastic 9 ball. And it says, it's not going to let me see the answer. It says, damn, I can't even read it. Of course, stupid question is what it says. I'm sorry, my sarcastic 9 ball was mean to you, Tanya. Terrible, terrible 9 ball. Dorian Gray, yes or no? The sarcastic 9 ball says, it's like super dark blue. It's hard to tell. It says, of course, stupid question. It needs to get a better answer. All right, 9 ball, let's see. Lizzie says, if she weighs the same as a duck, is she made of wood? Says, like, that'll happen. That doesn't even make sense. I'm asking it again because that didn't make sense. If she weighs the same as a duck, is she made of wood? And it says, yes, unless you screw it up. Luna says, would you call someone that you don't know, but you talk to them and think you could convince them for you to write his story? It says, not happening. I'm sorry. Oopsies. Let's see. Oh, Mortimer says that answer works for me. Shannon says, am I winning the lottery tonight? That's a great question. Does everybody have their Powerball tickets? All right, that wasn't the question. The question was, am I winning the lottery tonight? It says, are you serious? Mean, sarcastic 9 ball. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Lizzie says, I do. Good. Good luck to everybody. Crossing fingers for everybody. I have mine. So let's all keep it in the family. Somebody in the family win this. All right. Is Mortimer wearing pants? It says yes, unless you screw it up. You won $1,000 tonight. Sweet. Congratulations. That is awesome. I did win the last Powerball drawing. I had a winning ticket, so I won $12. That'll be enough to buy more lottery tickets. I like that Lizzie's sending lucky shamrocks to everybody. That is awesome. Luna's never bought a lottery ticket. Really? I bought my first lottery ticket on my 18th birthday. I turned 18 on March 18th, and the only winning number I got was 18. So that was kind of cool, even though I didn't win anything. Yeah, $12 is awesome. Yes, I will take it. Anything that's in the plus column, you know. I won't say how much I spent on tickets, but I won $12. So that's cool. I don't need to win hundreds of millions of dollars. I would love to, because that's the thing. It's like what, 1.4 billion now. So the cash out of that is 600 million, and then like after taxes it's 300 million, which of course is still a sick amount of money. I'm not saying it's not, but like 1.4 billion and you clear that is just like crazy. But I just want to pay off debt and maintain. I don't need fancy anything. I just want to be able to live the life I have now without the stress, if that makes sense. So, and I'm very grateful. I know there are a lot of people that have a lot more stress than me. So I'm very, very grateful for the life that I have. I just want to have the money so that I will be able to adopt all the old animals that people don't want to adopt because they're old, or the ones that have special needs, and then I can be able to take care of them. I want to buy a lot of land in like Montana or something and just have a big ranch where I can take care of animals and, you know, make sure I can get my youngest through nursing school, that kind of stuff. I don't need anything cuckoo bananas. So, but wishing you all the best of luck if you have lottery tickets for tonight. So let's see. Lizzie says, yeah, I thought buying a lottery ticket was the 18th birthday rite of passage. I always was like excited to do it. So that was pretty cool. And I like scratch offs. Scratch offs are fun because it's just like we buy scratch offs and it's like Schrodinger's lottery tickets, because we can stick them in a drawer for a couple months and talk about all of the things that we're going to do with our winnings, because until we scratch them, every ticket is a winner and every ticket's a loser. So it's like Schrodinger's lottery ticket. You don't know. And it's fun to dream. So yes, Tanya, if I win tonight, I'm opening an animal sanctuary. Exactly. That's what I would do. For sure. Yep. And Shannon says, same, debt-free and live comfortable, not lavish. Exactly. So, but sending good vibes to everybody out there. And thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Let's see. Are y'all going to be here next week? Let me ask the sarcastic 9-ball. It says, if you must. 9-ball's a dick. But I hope that you join me next week. I'm so glad to be back. I missed you guys so much. But I just needed a little time to decompress. I'm sure you have all been there. Yes, Mortimer says, I would get us a new house and build a movie studio. Yes. Oh, and thank you. Lizzie says we must. Thank you. I appreciate all of you who come and hang out with me on Wednesdays. I just love chatting with you guys and seeing where the conversation's going to go. Like tonight, I knew I was going to talk about the concerts and I had the 9-ball. And the rest of it, we all just speak up as we go along. So we will have to play with my balls again another week. And maybe we'll bust out Pick a Page next week. I'm still on the hunt for the serial killer book. I haven't looked in the other place I need to look yet because it's buried and I'm lazy. I don't feel like digging it out, but I will try and look for that so we can add that to Pick a Page. And if you haven't yet, please pick up a copy of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. You can get your copy at learnedingogo.com. It's available in paperback and ebook for now. I am hoping to get it on audiobook in the next year. That is one of my my hairy, scary goals. So hopefully we can do that. And I love all of you guys. Thank you again for joining me. And remember, when life comes at you with its garbage, you need to take it head on. Because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya.